Yeah, good morning. This is an AM practice here in New York. And, I have some props here today. If you're new to the practice, maybe you don't have everything you need just yet. Even if you have a mat, a towel would be great. And, ideally just a firm surface to practice off. Nobody lives on their couch or your bed or something. But here I have this rug has a little bit of cushion underneath, so if one mat is not enough or one blanket's not enough, like put two towels down, two mats down. Yeah, so let's start down on the floor. So here we're going to bring yourselves down to a seat. And when you sit, if you find that your knees are quite high, you can bring a little prop under you. So I have some books here. I'm just going to grab a couple of these. Maybe start with two. Pick up. And that way you just sit a little taller. A lot of the practice of yoga is really just so you could be at one with your body. If you find that you're sitting here and for some people the knees are way up high, how can you ever sit and be comfortable? So these stretches, these movements will help just to, relax you. And feel free to just listen to your body. And if it's like, hey, my knees are really high, I'm finding like I'm rounding, the back. Pick up the bottom and start higher, and then work your way down to one book, 2 books. The other way around, 2 books, then 1 book, and then maybe nothing. So you're starting, maybe bring the hands to the knees, and just taking a couple deep breaths to start. So inhale into the belly, and exhale. So trying to take 2/3 of the breath through the belly, and then the last third almost comes up to the chest here. So. And exhale. And again, you'll feel yourself grow a little taller. I have scoliosis, so I can hear even a little cracking, just starting to, depending on the health of your spine, you might go up a little higher, half centimeter to 1 centimeter. So again, inhale. And exhale. So imagine like a rope holding from the crown of your head, holding you up to the ceiling, and make sure not to lift the chest. The chest can just stay right where it is. The chin doesn't have to go up. The chin can stay at neutral. And then try that again. And so before starting the practice, I just like to maybe set an intention, bring the hands together, and something that's important to you. Think about what it is that you want to contribute to the world, what makes you special, what makes you so great, that you're going to get out there and help people in whatever aspect it is, that you excel in. Whatever that part is, honor that within yourself. Bring those hands to your chest. Really, even bring your thumbs to your sternum so you can feel like your heartbeat and everything here, and acknowledge that. Maybe even close your eyes and bow your head down at that moment. And just let this gesture just symbolize like how much you care for yourself, how much you love yourself. Why it's worth to take a few minutes in the morning just to tune into your body, see how you're feeling, and then proceed for the day. So acknowledging that. Bring the hands down, even for a moment. During that practice, you can always cross the legs the other direction. So maybe the best thing for the body and your brain is just to do different things all the time. So if you always sit one way, try sitting the other way. See how that feels. And just to bring attention before doing all these forward bends and back bends and kinds of twists, I'm just going to bring a couple books right here just to make it a little easier to prop my hands up. And I'm going to just work a little bit on my stomach here. Work on my breathing. It's just a different way. So these books are a little uneven, so I'm just going to open up one, place my hand in here. That feels pretty good. So here, I'm going to inhale again, just like we practice, taking that deep breath into the belly. And exhale. Sucking in the belly button towards my spine. So a lot of times we tend to just hold on, just sucking the belly in all day long. And maybe it's the clothes we're wearing, that can inhibit us in that way. So here, we're not trying to do that, letting the belly drop down, lifting up here. So inhale. And exhale, even with the blade of your hand, kind of reminding yourself, feeling the belly draw in. And if you have any back issues, like you might even feel just right away, like a really invigorating sensation like in your low back, and just kind of opening up right there. So again, inhale and exhale. Feel that drawing in of the spine, the belly button, supporting your spine. And now I'm going to bring this other hand down and switch hands, just taking a break. Again, really spreading my fingers out, pressing my whole hand into the floor, not just collapsing in the wrist. So again, inhale and exhale. If the knees are together, make sure you have them a bit open. And try again here. And exhale. Good. Moving these blocks off to the side. And then I'm going to bring myself up to standing. So let's do a few sun salutations here to start. Standing at the top of the mat, feet close together. If there's a little bit of space between your feet, that's fine. Not everyone has like very skinny little narrow thighs and their feet come totally together, so if that doesn't make, if there's not enough room for you, you can open up the feet just a little bit. Just want to keep in mind that if you don't want the feet to turn out or be turned in. So anytime you come to the top of the mat, just try to see that they're parallel to each other. Here, finding our equal standing. Shift the weight forward, shift the weight back. Where are you holding your weight? Try to equally stand through both feet, hips stacked over the feet, shoulders over your hips, and arms by the sides. So let's inhale. Hands come up shoulders apart, look up between the palms. Exhale, folding forward. So here it comes. Draw the belly button in. As you exhale, fold forward. Again, if it's the first fold forward of the day, let the knees bend a little bit here if your hamstrings feel a little tight, and let your head hang down. So it's more of a benefit for the spine rather than only we're thinking about your hamstrings. Inhale, look up halfway, hands bring them up to the tops of your thighs, gaze forward. And then exhale, fold forward. Bring the hands to the ground, really bend your knees and step your feet back. So here your feet not totally together, hands a little wider than shoulders apart, and on your exhale, bringing the elbows close to the ribs, challenge yourself. If you need a bail, bring the knees down, then take the chest to the ground. Trying for an upward facing dog, see if you can start to lift the chest, keep the elbows close to the ribs. At the end, if you feel really strong, maybe picking up the knees, looking up, and exhale. Bring the knees back down, coming to hands and knees. And going into downward facing dog, again, spread the fingers, spread the hands. Make sure the hands, if they're not cupped, you don't want them cupping. You want the whole hand pressing into the ground, especially through this index finger knuckle, almost like the thumb and index finger knuckle, to help keep your wrists light. And on your exhale, send hips up to the ceiling and walk the dog, stretching out the backs of the legs. So you're pressing through the ground, arms straightening out. You're feeling the shoulder blades spreading across the back. Deep breath in, letting it all out. So it's a great time to catch up on your breathing if you missed a couple breaths through the sequence. The head is heavy, the neck is long, and just gently gazing towards the belly button. Cross inhale. Look up to the palms. Inhale, walk the feet to the top of the mat. So take as many steps as you need. Bring the feet parallel, hands to the thighs, gaze forward. Exhale, fold forward, bringing the head down. Again, the knees can be bent. Then from here, start to straighten out the knees. Inhale, arms out to the sides, reverse swan dive, look up between the palms, and exhale, back to your mountain pose. So this time going a little faster. Inhale up. Exhale, fold forward. Again, so maybe bend the knees a little bit here. Let your head hang down. Inhale, look up halfway. Hands to the thighs, gaze in front. Exhale, fold forward. Let the knees bend, really bend. Exhale, hands to the ground, and maybe even take one big step to your plank position. Looking forward, exhale, bring the elbows close to the ribs. And then see if you can just inhale, start to lift up. If it's too much, let the knees down. It's your morning, so use your body the way you want to. Exhale, lift the hips up, send the heels down to the ground. Again, a little stretch, and then let them sink down. Make sure the hands are Spreading, distributing the weights to the fingers, to the four corners of the palms, keeping your wrist light. The whole hand is making contact. Even look up, check it. That's it. And then exhale, let the head drop down. The belly is slightly hollowing here. If the lower ribs are sticking out, say you're really flexible in your spine, you can just hyperextend. Want to have a nice straight line, and the ribs drawn in. And your lower ribs. Inhale now, looking up between the hands. Maybe this time taking one big step. Challenge yourself. Can you bring the foot all the way to the top? Feet parallel, even if they're not touching. Hands to thighs, gaze forward. Exhale, fold forward. Let the head hang down. So as you go, the legs will straighten more and more. Inhale, bring the arms out to the sides. Looking up between the palms. And exhale, back to mountain pose. Good, so here are a couple energizing exercises. So here, let's start with opening the feet just a little bit. So let the knees bend. And here, even if you feel energized, give yourself, the freedom to take a hop. Bring the hands to chest. Exhale. Hop the feet just a little wider than hip width apart. Just almost right underneath them. Inhale, hands reach up high. Exhale, folding forward. Keep that length in the spine. As you exhale, draw the belly button in. Once you feel the back starting to round, let your knees bend, taking your chest to your thighs. From here, bring your hands to the ground, and we're going to grab a hold of our toes. They're going to help us. They're friends here. Grab maybe with the two index finger, middle finger, clasping onto the thumb. Inhale, look up halfway. And exhale, folding forward. Again, the knees bend. Bring the chest to the thighs. Maybe even work the chest between your thighs just a little bit. Elbows bend out to the side, shoulders away from the ears. If you have any upper back issues, this will really bring some space into the vertebra. So I'm not trying to yank myself down, but it's just a very gentle tug. My ears have some space. My shoulders are lifted away from them as my elbows bend out to the sides. Keep your eyes open. Last inhale. Exhaling all the air out. Inhale. Let's bring your hands to the hips and inhale. Take the chest all the way back up. Finding your center. Let the knees bend. Inhale. Bring your feet back together. So let's do a couple of energizing lunges. So letting the knees bend, finding our chair pose. So imagine not that you're going forward, but your hips are going back, as if you're about to sit down into a chair. Want to challenge yourself? See if you can brush the mat with your fingertips as you inhale, the arms up. And the hands don't have to be together. They can be a little bit more open. So let's try that again. Exhale. Inhale, draw the hands up, as if you were lifting something up off the ground, scooping something up. Great job. Extra breath here. On the exhale, let's send your right foot back. Making contact with the ground, see if you can balance, keep that heel up. While you do this, if you're losing your balance, keep your airplane arms out. Once you get steady, find that balance again. Reach the hands up, gazing forward. So the challenge here is you want the knee on top of the front ankle. If it's jutting really far past, step your back foot back just a little bit more. So it's right on top. Can I straighten out my back knee? Can I let my hips come down a little bit more? And you feel a big opening on your right side. It's a back bend, it's balancing, it's a front opening. And if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, look up between the hands. And exhale. Bring the chest over the thigh. Let your right foot down to the ground. Here we almost have like a goddess pose. Let your front foot turn in slightly. And exhale. A big opening like through the front of the body. So you're as comfortable as you can. Almost like a horse stance in martial arts. And think back to your belly. Inhale. Belly fills up there. And on the exhale, bring the blade of the hand in. Finding the shoulders. Even with the arms here, the elbows are about the same height. Open up your hands. Sometimes the hands are like this. Open them up. Bring them up in here. And deep breath. Let's turn that left foot in. And here, shifting forward. See if we can turn your right foot out. And inhale. Take the hands down. Inhale, scoop it up. And exhale. Try to straighten out the back knee. Yep. Pointing that knee down to the ground. Exhale, chest over the thigh. Inhale, finding my chair pose again. Good, so after bringing yourself in the chair pose, we're going back. Deep breath in. Exhale, bringing your chest to your thighs. Step that foot back. Stepping the left foot back. Finding your warrior one. So this big lunge, make sure that knee's not past the ankle, maybe step it back just a little bit more. Looking upwards in the palms if you feel steady in this pose. So back knee straight, let the hips drop down a little bit more. And exhale, let that back foot down to the floor. Turn the front toes in. And now finding almost like, again, this horse stance like in martial arts. It's like a little cactus pose. The elbows bend, open up the hands. Drawing your attention to your belly button. Exhale. Drawing it in. Inhale. And exhale. If your hips are opening up, see if you can let the hips drop down just a little bit more. Eventually maybe getting the thighs parallel to the floor. Nice job, everyone. Exhale. Great job. Let's keep going. Inhale. I'm going to turn my left foot out. Turn the right toes in. Bring the hands down. Exhale. Inhale. Finding my warrior one on this side. Step that back foot out. Make sure I have a nice space. And see if I can drop my hips down as I straighten out my back knee. Challenging myself, looking up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring the chest over the thighs. Inhale, stepping forward, looking up between the palms. And exhale. Finding your chair, returning back to standing. Great job. So standing at the top of the mat, bring the hands to the chest, let your knees bend. Turn your left foot in, turn your right foot out, and step out. So you're having like a leg length between me. Turn my left foot in, turn my right foot out. My hip is talking to me. Bend my knee, and I'm just going to actually step my back foot out just a little bit more. So come finding that nice wide stance. Bringing my elbow on top of my thigh. Inhale, bring the back arm up and over. So here, shoulders are open, hands back. Inhale, want to be able to see it go. So you're feeling a line drawn from the back heel all the way up to that top hand, palm facing down to the ground. Energy in my bottom hand, open it up, then draw the fingers together. See if I can take that knee right on top of my ankle. Looking up to the palm. See if I can let my left hip roll open, my right shoulder roll open, not trying to collapse there either. Exhale, look down to the floor. Inhale, bring the arms up. Straighten out that leg, turn the toes in. Try the other side. Turn that left foot out, so heel plants. Turn the toes off to the side. Draw the back toes in. And exhale, let that left knee bend on top of the left ankle, taking the elbow on top. And inhale, taking the back arm up and over. Letting my left shoulder roll open. Make sure my bottom hand is participating here. My left hand is working, not hanging out. Get strong. Good job. Last deep breath here. And exhale. Look down to the ground. Look down to your left foot. I like to kind of let my neck relax. Like you could come up like this, but it's a little extra strain. So look down to your foot. Get steady. Inhale. Bring the arms up. Straighten out the leg. Turn your feet parallel. Let the knees bend. And step or hop. Bring the feet back together. Finding that equal standing. And you're playing with a balancing pose, so trying for a tree pose. So come to, this equal standing, feet parallel to each other. And before we go, just want to kind of think about when you're balancing on one foot instead of, two working together. Visualize a cone. You want to have a flat, wide surface, or you have the pointy little tip. So, which side would you want to balance that cone on? Yeah, this side, you want the wide base. So look down at your feet before you go. Don't just try and lift off into it. Look down at the feet. Again, little challenge. Can you spread your toes, that opening up, without lifting them up off the ground? A little bit of a spread there. There you go. So open it up, let the foot open up. And here you're balancing, it's almost on 3 parts. Heel, big toe mound, and then this lower one. So those 3 points and the toes are just helping slightly here. So think about, feel those 3 places and begin to shift the weight over. So in an inhale, bringing up that foot, finding a place to put it. If this pose is quite challenging for you, go up to a wall. If still, you can get away from the wall, maybe you're actually going to keep your right foot down on the ground, but still play with the idea of lifting it, possibly bringing it to your calf. Avoiding the knee, try not to press against the knee, or even taking it to the upper thigh, finding a place that's going to work for you. So finding your arms out to the sides, get a sense of where you are in space, right? Let that hip turn open. Try not to sink down to that hip. Still stay strong and tall as if you're in equal standing, but just sits on one foot. Finding that balance. Inhale, right? Exhale. Drawing in that spinal stability here. And finding that tree pose. Imagine you're out there, pretend like a gust of wind has come in. Feel yourself losing your balance. And then inhale. The tree is like strong and resilient, bounces back from the wind, just like you, I'm sure, in your life. And finding that steadiness. Open up those tree branches, open up your hands, palms up to the ceiling. And exhale. Step out your feet. Bringing awareness into that leg. Good, same thing the other side. Open your stance. Feel the awareness on that side as well, the sensation of just standing back at equal standing. Now shifting the weight over to the right leg. Finding where you were. So if you did it in one place last time, do it again, the same way on this side. Draw the heel up to the calf. Letting that hip roll open. Staying strong through the side of the body, not trying to just sink off. Stay strong through here. Exhale. Belly then draws in. And then inhale, taking the arms up the side like our equal standing here. Find that sense of balance. If the body's trying to turn this way, make sure you're still facing forward. And again, imagine that gust of wind coming, blowing the tree. Find your balance. Maybe reach the arms up, bouncing back. The resilient tree, the resilient yogi, as it were. Last deep breath here. And exhale. Bring it back down and step out of your feet. Great job in staying to the top of your mat. Find yourself here and take vinyasa down to the floor. So inhale, take the arms up. Hands are shoulders apart, looking through the palms. Exhale, keeping the length of the spine. Belly button draws in. Feeling the openness through the hamstrings as you fold forward. After all your work, inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, letting the knees bend, step your feet back, and bring the knees down to the ground. So you're finding a nice back opening. Step my knees to the right, drop my hips to the left, and just keeping that right hand down on the ground like I'm going to thread the needle, bringing my shoulder down to the floor, and rolling it open. So from here, if you have a hair tie, and maybe like if a braid getting in your way, just let that get out of your way. Move your hair aside. And draw the heels in towards your hips. Knees hip width apart, feet hip width apart. Hands down to the ground. So really using your hands to lift yourself up off the floor. If you're new to these positions, you could put a couple blankets under your shoulders. So just like, I have a little scarf here in case I need a strap or anything. You can use this. And you just want to raise your shoulders up so that there's a little space for your neck to hang down. So I would have my shoulders just an inch past like a blanket or a folded up towel, and that would work. So you're you don't need that, you're fine. Hands to the ground, heels drawn in. Inhale, deep breath, and exhale, letting it all out. Good, and now let's lift up. So inhale, pressing the hands into the ground, setting the hips up. If the knees are trying to fly open, keep them together. See if I can lift the chest up. Maybe the shoulders are rolling open just a little bit more. Good, and from here, if this is a good position, make sure if you're doing this, you're looking straight up at the ceiling. You don't want to twist your head around in this position. There's a lot of pressure on your neck. If this feels okay, can you start to walk your hands in under the back? Maybe you can clasp the hands behind your back. lifting up through the hips. And here, maybe even the hands come around, acting as like a little shelf you can rest on. The fingers are grabbing around the waist as if they were gonna, they were super long that they could touch each other. So the fingers are trying to touch, grab hold of each other, and meet at the belly button. So a little more challenging. Good, and then exhale, bring the hands back down to the floor. Use them. So starting this movement, tucking the tailbone under, and one vertebrae at a time, bring your spine back down to the ground. So you're going to let the knees come into the chest, lead the knees into your chest. Little movement, rock side to side. And here, opening up the hip, let this leg stack on top of that knee. So you're not necessarily your heel on your knee, but just your ankle. And see if you can draw it in. Feel that opening back here. If this is okay and you want to challenge yourself just a little bit more, see if you can put your elbow into that left knee and roll your hip open as you draw the knee in closer. And let's try the other side. So releasing this foot off of that one, crossing. Let that knee turn out, resting the ankle on top of the knee. Take a deep breath and exhale. Drawing it in. Again, inhale. A little challenge, maybe that elbow can press the right knee away as I pull the left one towards me. Good. And releasing this foot off the other, gently rolling over, coming up to my knees. And here, finding a child's pose. So maybe the knees open slightly, the toes come together. If that's okay to send your hips back. If not, put a couple books under your hips. Otherwise, reach the hands forward, bend forward. So reach out, let your head come down to the ground. And then you might be breathing into the upper back here. And bring myself down to the floor once more. So nice counter pose after your back bend. And finding your Shavasana, it's corpse pose. So maybe also one of the more challenging poses in this practice because you don't want to move at all. So it resembles a corpse. Open the feet. So make yourself as comfortable as possible, that being said. So you're going to feel that body, you want to open it up. So open your feet wider than your mat. Let your toes relax off to the side. Even for me, I'm just going to kind of lift up my back, make sure there's some length, it's just not crunched down. And then here, open the shoulders. Are my shoulders kind of up here? Can I let them draw the shoulders onto the back? And a lot of times, if it's cold, you want to keep the hands in, but then you're not really getting that relaxation through here. So let your arms open out to the sides, like you're making like a snow angel on the ground. Palms up. And here. To really release, perhaps tighten everything. So turn the toes up to the ceiling. Tighten your belly, squeeze your belly, hold onto your hands, make a fist, and then exhale, let it all out, release. Try to let all the energy out. Deep breath in. Same thing, tighten up, even using your facial muscles, and exhale. Again, let that lower jaw release, let your eyebrows open up. Last one, deep breath here. Squeezing on, holding on, tightening everything, and exhale. Finding that quiet. The quietness in the body and in the mind. Twinkle the toes. Let your ankles roll around in big circles. If your joints talk to you, listen to them. Take extra care. Reverse directions go both ways. Same thing with the fingers. Let your fingers start to move around. Let your wrists roll around big circles. It was the wrist talking to me. Go the other way. Bring the legs together. Reach your arms up overhead like you just woke up in the morning. Big stretch and exhale. Bring the knees in the chest one at a time. Squeezing the head towards them. Maybe a little gentle rock. Side to side even. And then gently rolling onto the right side. Press your left hand into the ground. Really turn so you face the floor. Get both hands to make contact and allow your head to be the last thing that comes up. Let it be heavy all the way until the end. And that's a great way to get up in the morning too. And the sun is greeting us. It's time, to get out there and make a difference. Taking your hands, bringing them together, acknowledging, that which makes you so special, that which makes you so great, and that's that which is worth taking care of, and just thanking your body, thanking the mind for taking a little bit of time to just do that this morning. So thank you body, thank you mind, bringing me here, and have a wonderful day.